Hey, Knoxville. I'm Mayor Indya Kincannon, and this is Kicking It with Kincannon. Every month, we'll sit down with community leaders, city staff, and Knoxville neighbors to talk about what's happening in our city, the progress, the challenges, and the people who make it all work. Let's get to it. Well, good morning, everybody. It's so glad to be here. Welcome to the inaugural podcast of Kickin' It with Kincannon. I'm Mayor Kincannon. I'm so glad to have you all here today. I invited students to participate today because what's happening next week?
Back to school.
Back to school. So first, I just want to go around and I'll introduce myself. I'm Mayor Indya Kincannon. I'm in my 6th year in office, and I've always cared so much about investing in the young people of our city. So I'm so glad that you all are so active at such a young age, serving on boards, on the Mayor's Youth Council, on the Muse Board. You're our future leaders. Actually, you're our current leaders. So it's incredible that you're already so engaged in the community at such a young age. So thank you for your service. Thank you for being here today. And we'll start with Morgan. Tell me a little bit about who you are, where you're going to school, and let's hear from Morgan.
Hi, I'm Morgan. I'm going into the 9th grade. I'm going to West. I do track at the moment, and I'm going to start flag football soon.
Oh, wow. So. What are your events at track? Are you a sprinter?
Yes, I'm a sprinter. I do the 100 and the 200.
Wow. I'm impressed. Okay, Cannon?
Yeah. Hi, I'm Cannon. I'll be a senior at West High School. My hobbies I do are like football and probably baseball this year too.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you know Oliver Schimmel?
I do know
Schimmel. He's my neighbor. He's a rising senior also on the football team.
So good friends,
okay. Well, he's a good guy, so I assume you are too.
All right. My name is CJ Hedrick. I'm going to the 12th grade this year at Fulton High School, and right now I play volleyball and tennis. I started tennis my junior year, and I didn't get to finish my season because I got another knee injury, another one. But I'm excited to continue both of my seasons of volleyball and tennis this year.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I played tennis in high school and college and haven't played for many years, but maybe when your knee's better, we can get back and hit the ball around a little bit if you take it easy on me.
More than likely, you're going to be better than me.
I don't know. I'm pretty rusty, but anyhow, so glad to have you. And Michael, tell us a little bit. Where do you go to school and what grade are you about to start?
I'm going into 4th grade. I go to Dogwood Elementary School, and I was on the first ever Muse Student Advisory Board, and I have opinions that are kind of weird to others.
And what do you think? And does that help you be a effective leader on the Muse Board?
Well, yeah, kind of. And I'm kind of an odd one out in my class. And also, I don't really play any actual sports, but technically I do play them like in my backyard and stuff, and at my summer camp at school and stuff, but I don't play them outside of that. My favorite sports are soccer, basketball, and kickball.
Soccer, basketball, and kickball. That's great. Well, you don't have to be on an official team to be active. I love playing and watching sports. And now in middle age, I don't have a lot of teams to participate on, but I still like to move around. It makes me feel better. And that's one of my favorite things. I'm going to ask you all this question. People often ask me, what's my favorite thing about the city of Knoxville? And my answer is always the urban wilderness. I love to get out there on the trails, not just urban wilderness, but our parks, walking around. So do you all have a favorite thing about Knoxville that you enjoy?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for me with Knoxville is the people. Mm-hmm. I think it's super welcoming. Like, this is a place I call home. Yeah. Like, I've never felt like more at home than I am.
That's great.
I would have to second on that. My favorite thing is just coming down to Market Square and, walking around. Yeah. But when I'm not doing that, my favorite place also to go is the library as well. I haven't went recently, but I do love reading books. So just the quiet and all the books around it just comforting to me.
I love reading as well. I always feel like if you have a good book with you, you have a friend. So it's a great comfort to me. Morgan, what about you?
Yeah, I kind of like they said, I enjoy the people, and I enjoy it's like it has things like a bigger town, but it's not like a bunch of people, so you can still do things, But it's
I totally agree. You can I moved here. I didn't have any friends or family here, and when we came here and raised our kids here. and ran for office, and like it's a city of opportunity. You can have deep roots here, or you can be new to the community, and there's just a lot of opportunity. Michael, what about you? What are some of your favorite things to do in Knoxville?
Well, I've been to like the Sun Sphere, like inside, and I've been to the first part of the Golden Sphere part, and it's a good view in there. And I also really like views from tall buildings. Even though I'm slightly scared of heights, I still like the view anyways.
Yeah, love it.
And I like how there is not that much Wi-Fi interference. So I can listen to stuff in the car.
All right. I like it. So I noticed you're about to start high school. You guys are in your senior year.
Yes, ma'am.
These are big transitions. Do you have any advice for yourselves or your classmates as you go from middle to high school, or you're about to go through this time where you're thinking about what happens after high school? How do you deal with all these changes? And do you have advice for people going through similar changes?
My biggest thing is I wish I was way more open than I was freshman year. Like, I was an open person. I've always been an open person, but I wish I would have extended myself a lot more. I wish I would have made more connections with people. I wish I just would have put myself out there more. I really waited a little bit longer than I wanted to before I started, getting myself involved with bigger and better things. So my advice to you is just to get out there. Like, this is an amazing first start being here as an incoming freshman. Like, this just gets you out there, gets you used to stuff like this. And then you're going to get a lot of calls from people just asking you, hey, you want to do this with us? You want to do this? So just be open, have fun, and how I'll deal with the changes, put them off my mind. Just don't think about them.
Yeah, it can be a little overwhelming.
When I start thinking about it, I just get sad. Like, I'm really about to be an adult. I'm really about to leave. Like, college is around the corner. I didn't think it would come up this fast. So just kind of put one step at a time.
One step at a time. I think that's really good advice.
Deal with graduating, then you can deal with college, then you can deal with all this other stuff. So just
you don't have to do
yourself.
it all at once.
Yes.
Yep. I think that's good advice.
I agree. Yeah, I would have to say is just take it slow. Like, I would press pause and a lot of this type of stuff, like going in the senior transitioning to college, thinking about applications, stuff like that. I think it's really big to always assess your options. Like, always just really have a good group of people, like your parents, or have individuals that you trust. And I think it's super important to really weigh these options, because this is a very important part of our lives. They really can change it.
Yep. Good tips. Morgan, where did you go to middle school?
Bearden.
And do you already have friends or siblings at West, or is it going to be pretty new?
I have a bunch of friends there, but I don't have any siblings, so it's still kind of new.
Okay. So you'll find out next week. I think ninth graders have a little orientation coming up. Well, I have some of your classmates. I know Maya Sadovnik and Gina Brace and some other girls in your class. So, I know that a lot of ninth graders are going through this big transition. So I know you'll handle it really well. I think being part of another group at a club or team, in your case, can also be a big help. So, Michael, you're going from third to fourth grade. That's not a change in school, but just a new change in expectations. You got anything you're looking forward to or especially excited about?
I'm looking forward to making new friends. I'm also looking forward to, I have a lot of things to look forward to.
Yeah.
Because in my opinion, going from third to fourth is a pretty major change, especially when you're going from, it's one of the most major changes in the elementary school grade changing. Because there's a lot of things.
The expectations go up, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, the rules go up and the expectations go up and
You're like the learning, seniors, juniors and seniors.
The learning goes up, and I'm also looking forward to, I was ahead of my class in third grade. Yeah.
Oh, congratulations.
In math and science.
That's great.
And maybe reading. And now I'll probably be even more ahead of my class when I'm in fourth grade.
Awesome. That's great. Well, I have a thought. If you guys are more engaged in local government than ever before. So if you could be mayor for a day, how would you spend your day? What would you focus on? You have any thoughts on that?
Potholes. They're killing
Potholes.
the tires. They're
Okay.
killing the tires.
I hear that a lot, and I agree with you. I don't know if you noticed, Broadway's been repaved recently. Cecil's going to be. I know you live in the North Knoxville area, which is where I live too. So I totally agree. And when we do repave streets, people are really happy.
I was
So the
happy
more
when
we
I
can do,
came
the
down
better.
That one street, and it was smooth. I had never been so happy in my life.
And Sutherland in front of West High has been repaved recently. So we do as much repaving as we can. Some of the biggest potholes are on streets that we don't oversee, like I-40 and 640. So if you have any concerns about those streets, call TDOT. But yeah, potholes. Okay, how about you? What would you do if you were mayor for the day? Morgan, you have an idea?
Probably potholes too.
Potholes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I would just probably, first day as the mayor, I think I would just get out with the community. Yeah.
Michael, do you have any thoughts if you were mayor for the day?
If I was mayor for one day, I would probably focus on transportation of all kinds.
Okay.
Every kind. I mean, literally every kind.
What are the kinds? Okay, cars, buses, biking, walking.
I want to focus on more sky transportation.
Sky transportation. Okay. Planes.
And
Jetpacks.
yeah, planes, jetpacks, rockets, all that stuff.
Okay. All right. Well, I like your style, and that would we wouldn't have to worry about potholes if we were all going in the jetpacks, right? All right. So I have some would you rather questions for you guys. Just we'll do rapid fire. Whoever has an answer can just go first.
All right.
All right. Would you rather ride the school bus to school or walk?
School bus.
School bus.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
a
live pretty far from my
consensus.
school, and I am
Yeah,
not
school bus.
coordinated enough to make that walk there and back.
Okay. All right.
I'm close to my school, but still, it's a long walk.
Yeah.
Well, especially in August, when you start school, it's really hot. Come
'Cause-
October, it's sort of the walks can be a little bit better, but
Because instead, I can't just walk across the road into the school. I have to go all the way around the road and into the school area. That's a very long walk.
well, one of these days we'll get
I've
those
only
jetpacks.
I've only walked to school once, and it was because my dad and mom convinced me to do it because it was for exercise.
Those moms and dads, what do they know, huh? I have a similar conversation with my kids sometimes. I love walking myself. I also rode the school bus when I was growing up and going to school because it was a long distance. I didn't live within walking distance. But anyhow, okay, so how about this? Would you rather never take another math test or never do another group project?
Never take another
project.
math
Group
test.
project.
Never take another math test.
Okay, we've got
No
some
group project. No group project.
Some people enjoy math more than group projects.
Yep. I love math way more than group projects.
Group projects, I have to tell you, they can be really hard because it doesn't always seem like everybody's pulling their weight. But that is, unfortunately, or for better or for worse, group projects is the future. Like all I do all day long is group projects, we're out in the community, working with our team. So I understand that sometimes it is easier to work alone, but you go farther when you work together. So, but it is challenging, but navigating that stuff is worth it. And, I'm glad we have some math lovers at the table too. All right. What does your ideal school lunch look like? You pack your own, you eat at school. CJ?
My ideal school lunch looks like. So I'm a very much a potato person. I love them. So probably a nice cheese and bacon potato. Just for it usually holds me over for a good portion until I get to work, and then I'll probably eat at work. And if not that, probably shrimp Alfredo. That's one of my number one things. And if I don't have the money for that, a nice Hot Pocket never hurt anyone. Hot Pocket or ramen noodles. We even sell them at my school.
Really?
We have a snack cart with our HOSA class. They deal with our medical
nice.
stuff. And to raise money for that, they sell a bunch of stuff. They got Rice Krispies, Slim Jims. They even serve drinks. And then they brought ramen noodles because we kept bringing them to school ourselves. So like they said, might as well, invest in it. And they invested a lot of my money. I just look at the transactions, it's like $40 worth of noodles. So.
Oh, wow.
That's a lot.
It is.
You've got some enterprising classmates.
It is.
Who else has an ideal school lunch? What, would you pack your own or buy at school?
I would pack my own.
Yeah.
But like I'm super generic compared to everyone else. I just get like a normal ham sandwich, a couple of chips.
But there's nothing wrong with that. Ham sandwiches are good.
Yeah. Morgan, do you have
probably about the same.
Yeah.
Something generic.
Michael?
Well, my ideal school lunch, my parents usually pack my lunch, and they do not settle on one kind of lunch. They just vary. It varies in what I get. Well, sometimes. Well, with some ingredients it varies. With some, it doesn't.
And you're more of a rut guy? You like the same thing?
I usually get sliced apples, a hamburger bun with some butter and cinnamon on it, and maybe like some chips.
Yeah.
Nice.
Michael, I got a question.
And sometimes there's like a mystery snack.
CJ has a question for you, Michael.
It could be a cookie, a sandwich, banana bread, whatever.
Are they green or red apples?
Usually red. Well,
You're not a red apple
red
fan?
apple.
I can't do
It's usually red.
right,
I don't
so
care which color of apple because they taste pretty similar to me.
When I was on the school board, we had this debate about, year-round school versus the traditional thing, because these traditional calendars were based on when we were an agrarian community and the kids had to work on the farm and go to harvest. And, we haven't been that way in a long time. So if you were in charge of the school schedule, would you rather have a summer break that lasts 2 or 3 months or have a 4-day school week year-round? Like, what if you only had a 4-day school week year-round? Which would you rather?
I think the 4-day school week.
Yeah.
Full day school.
Because
You'd rather have the long break?
I'd rather have, only because we get a 4-day school week, I feel like we're not going to have as much long as summer also. We didn't have to cram a lot of work into like the 4 school days, or like we already have longer school like hours, or like just like shorter breaks. So I'd rather just like keep the...
No, but then the breaks will be longer because like if you have full year school, then you could have like 2 weeks off for spring break, 3 weeks off
The way they
for
do like in
Christmas.
Alcoa, I think they
Yeah.
sort of do that.
If I went to school all year round, I'd cry.
But like, don't you? I feel like in year-long school, I feel you get like a week or 2 off in summer. Like there's like a couple weeks you get off in summer.
But you can see there's not consensus among students or
I don't really
others.
I don't really care if it's just a longer break because my summer break is already at least 2 months.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is interesting. And this is one of the things that you guys as leaders recognize. And I see this in my role as mayor is like all kinds of decisions. You're choosing between 2 or more things, and like there's not always one right answer, and you can't please everybody. So that's one of the challenges that I know you may face in your roles as leaders and the Mayor's Youth Council, or I know you participate in the summer camp this summer. How was that for you?
It was fun.
Yeah?
We got to do a bunch of stuff this summer, so it was nice.
Were you at the Cal Johnson mural celebration?
Yes, I was.
I think that mural is really cool. So I'm glad to celebrate that. All right. Well, I have one more would you rather question for our first inaugural episode of this Kickin' It with Kincannon episode. So would you rather be the principal of your school for a day or the school mascot for a day?
Mascot.
Mascot.
Okay, 3 for mascot, 1 for principal.
Well, yeah, if you're the principal, you basically control everything.
It's true.
It's a heavy responsibility.
But like, who do they
But,
come to whenever the slightest inconvenience happen? I don't need 5 people at my door for the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, some of the milk spilled.
Well, that's a great way to conclude our segment. I really appreciate you all taking the time out of your busy schedules, your last few days of summer break. Thank you for gracing me with your presence, and enjoy the rest of your summer break. And I hope your school year goes really well. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we're back. I had a great time chatting with those kids, and I'm here now with my comms director, Kristen Farley, and communications manager, Tyrone Beach. Thank you all for helping me launch this new podcast, Kickin' It with Kincannon. I'm really enjoying it because my favorite ways of talking to people is small conversations. That's the best way to hear and listen, and also share out what's going on in our community. And those kids, have a lot to share.
Oh yeah,
A lot of real voices and real answers there.
definitely gave them a platform as well to even just to be close. I've never was able to be so close to the mayor. Like, man,
They were not intimidated.
no, not at all.
They were pretty excited, but it's also great that we can do this because I think from our perspective, we always want to try to make sure that we're communicating where people are getting their information. So adding a podcast to the mix now is just another way for people to get to know you and for us to talk to other people that live in the city. And that just makes everyone feel a lot closer to what's going on.
Yeah.
So.
I'm excited. And, as we're recording this, we're getting ready for the return of school starts back.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm very passionate about our children and public education. And I'm really proud of the efforts we're making to help people get to and from school safely. So, we're doing some Vision Zero stuff, and
Yes.
want to just talk a little bit about that before we move on to some other things.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, one of the most visible things has been the quick build, I believe it's called, in front of West High School. That's helped a lot there at that crosswalk. But a lot of people are excited about the new cameras that will be going in around schools. They're not going to be in yet, but they're going to be coming in the next couple of months. And I think that's going to be another way to help keep kids safer as they go to school.
Oh yes, definitely. Like, especially during those busy hours of going to school and people, zooming through school zones. So this is a way definitely to kind of put a hamper on
This
that.
is everyone's public reminder to slow down.
Slow down in school zones.
please.
And we will be having our eyes on you. And our goal is to get people to slow down, not to issue citations. So I'm really excited about that. Also, my neighborhood investment plan that's going to be on the ballot in November. Some of the key investments are more sidewalks in and around schools. And I think that has been something we've needed more and more. And I hope that people will be excited about that proposal.
I think, the parental responsibility zones, the PRZs, I think that's an area that, so many people want to concentrate on. Your boys are getting up in those years walking to school yet? Not in school yet.
I still pick them up, drop them off. It's easy, but it's not easy. They like to be at school before breakfast is not served. So I have to get up early. I got to get up early.
That's excitement for school. I have to ask, as a parent or as a teacher, in which role were you more apprehensive at the start of school?
Oh, I think as a teacher.
Yeah.
Because as a parent, go sending your kids to school is a little bit of a relief. Like, okay, we're not doing the summer stuff. It's you're back to more structure. Whereas when you're a teacher, all of a sudden, you have to be on, and it's really such an important career, and I'm very grateful for all the school personnel who do a great job for our kids.
My wife is an educator as well. She doesn't work in the classroom, but summertime would be the worst for me because I would have to be setting up bulletin boards and classrooms. And she wants her classroom to look like this.
Perfect.
I don't have to do that anymore.
This summer it's been fun to see families and Knoxvillians of all ages out and about enjoying some fun stuff. Have you all been to our new Covenant Health Park?
Yes, definitely.
Most definitely.
For baseball and for soccer. My son gets mad because anytime we go to the soccer game, we see people that we know and we're like talking to them. He's like, I just want to watch the game. We don't want to talk anymore. Let's just go watch the game. So I've been trying to focus on that. Like, okay, we're going to actually watch the game, but it feels like a big city whenever I go to the stadium.
It seems like a party.
Yeah, you see everybody and it's fun. I enjoy having the stadium
It's
downtown.
an experience. Like, I don't even think you have to be a huge sports fan to enjoy it, but at the same time, I think it's going to make a lot of people sports fans who maybe aren't, but it's just a fun place to go.
Yeah, I just went to the One Knox soccer game last night. It was super fun and it ended in a tie, which is, I'm getting used to the fact that ties are not so bad. There's a norm in soccer world. But then as we walked home, a lot of people would stop by or as we walked past them on the sidewalk and be like, oh, what was the game? How'd it go? People are more aware that the Knoxville Smokies and One Knox soccer are here. They're part of our city. And there's a growing pride in that. And it's a great thing to see.
Yeah, and it's just a fun
atmosphere to walk to the game. A lot of people taking advantage of the free shuttles,
Oh,
but
yes.
a lot of people are walking, saying you get to talk to people that you hadn't met before, go into shops that maybe you didn't know were there. It's just fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And then getting ready to come up to go into a game. I think the Negro League game is coming up this
August 8th.
August, yeah. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So hopefully they're selling jerseys because I want one of those.
I've seen some pictures of some jerseys.
okay.
So I think they will be selling them. So
We know the mayor. We might be able to get one.
another fun thing that I've seen people of all ages enjoying this summer is our Augusta Quarry, which we have done some significant renovations there. I'm just thrilled with the outcomes of that. We have this beautiful new boardwalk that you can swim out to. And have you all taken your families there or had a chance to swim?
I have not gone out yet, but we saw the video that was posted on your social media channel, and it's raking up views right now. Everyone loves it, and they're excited about going out there.
It's one of the most popular videos we have right now.
Oh, wow.
It's just, it's beautiful out there.
Yes, definitely.
Well, when I've been, one of the things I like about it is that, first of all, there's free life preservers for anyone who wants one. And I think that's really important. And people are using them. People who know how to swim, who just want to bob around, or just people with kids. So, we're really glad to be able to offer that. But I think it's one of the most diverse gatherings of people, families, teenagers. The fact that there's a fun place for teenagers, since we were just with some teenagers. I want Knoxville to be a place where people have the basics of life, like a job and a place to live, and can get around safely. But that is not enough. We need to have fun things to do. And between the stadium and Augusta Quarry, I think people are starting to see Knoxville has fun things to do that are free, that are open to public, and it's a way to meet your neighbors in a really positive way. So
and it's safe as well, like you said, with the life preservers, being able to get those for free. And I know a lot of times we go out and we forget life jackets. We forget about those life-saving things to have when you go out on the water. But I think that's pretty cool. I definitely would need one of those.
We're getting tons of great feedback too. I just asked the other day, and we're seeing about 500 people on each weekend day, and about 350 on the weekdays. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Of people.
Yes.
My daughter, you were saying you want fun places for teens. She actually had one of her college roommates in town, and that's where she wanted to go. Now it ended up storming that day, so they didn't make it, but they had the car packed up with the paddle boards and they were ready to go. And she was super excited to share that. And instead they looked at the video that we have online and prayed for the rain to go away. But I think it's great that kids want to share that, and they're looking at it, like you said, it's free. So many cities don't have anything free for teenagers to do.
Right. It's free, but still cool.
Yeah.
Yes.
And also, I think it's so important that it's a way to get kids out in nature, everybody out in nature, off of our phones, and just enjoying being outside. One of the great things about Knoxville and East Tennessee is the natural beauty. So the fact that we could turn this old industrial quarry into a beautiful park, it's a big win for Knoxville.
Definitely.
I've got to ask, you're talking about the outdoors and this, that, and the other. All summer long, we've been talking about you getting back on the trails with maybe a new dog or puppy. Is that happening?
We are on the hunt for a new puppy.
That doesn't sound good when you say it that way.
Well, we're on the market. We've always adopted rescue dogs, and so we are. Our daughters are sending us links to available dogs, and we're on our way. We haven't adopted a new puppy yet, but we hope to soon.
I've been waiting.
Man.
You got puppy sitters here if you want to.
Okay,
Yes,
I'll keep that in mind, and maybe take your puppy to work day.
I don't have a puppy, but he acts like a puppy. His name is Mr. Bubbles. He's a Shih Tzu. So I would definitely love. He is 12 years old, but he's so playful. He loves rolling around with the boys. We just took him to go get washed yesterday, and he is a ball of energy, even at 12 years old.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, this has been a great inaugural podcast. I really am glad that we're doing this, and it's just a great way to showcase some happy things happening in our city. So thanks for the conversation, and we'll look forward to the next one.
Sounds good.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks for kicking it with me today. If you like this episode, share it with a friend and make sure to follow Kickin' It with Kincannon wherever you listen to podcasts. For more updates, visit knoxvilletn.gov or follow us on social. Until next time, take care, Knoxville.